Welcome back, everyone. We are live again with Sports with Mono and Mono. We are sorry for the technical issues. Jim is joining us right now. Jim, we are back. We are live. New link. We're going to resend that out to everybody, but we're still in the middle of the college football segment. Go for it, Jim. Where are we
Yeah.
at?
All right. Well,
All the issues, we're working on resending the link to everybody right now. We're very
yeah,
sorry.
we apologize for that little glitch there. Anyway, and then there were two. So let's just keep an eye on it, right? We got a couple other quick things on college football because we talk about the college football playoff, Eli, but also we were following the Division 3, right? North Central beat Mount Union, and we talked about Mount Union, very dominant in that uh, space, and they got beat. And also North Dakota won the FCS Division 2 championship by beating Montana State, and that's a powerhouse as well. A former, I think, didn't who went there? Jared Goff?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, maybe.
Just
Anyway,
reposting right now on all the social media, get everybody back up. But go for it, Jim.
all right. Let's move
Oh,
on.
Frankie comments. He says, "Good morning. Great game last night. Archie should have played."
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of feelings that Quinn Ewers has gone, and his days are actually numbered because he's gotten one of those nil offers from some other team. I forgot which one, but yeah, Frankie. It's hindsight, I guess, but he got them to the dance. But Arch Manning will get his shot after this year. So,
Indeed.
all
And we welcome
right,
back
guys.
everyone who joined us. Thank you again for staying with us. We
Yep.
are sorry again for the technical issues, and we're now going to move right along to our next segment, the NFL.
Yes. So it's playoff weekend, but let's first recap our regular season. And I think you may have something to put up there pertaining to.
Oh, yes. Let me get to that right now, and I'm going to continue to post all over that we're still live. Um, Here it is.
Well, it's
Jim.
official.
Jim is the regular season champion.
All right. So maybe we'll
Well,
just start a new
hold on.
crown for the playoffs.
Here it is. There it is. The champion himself, Jim. Final score 44-41. There it is, folks.
It's not by how many, it's just by all it takes is one. But it was a great competition, Eli, and we'll do it again next year for sure. So,
All right.
but let's jump into the playoff picture now. It's all set, and there's slate of games over the next 4 days. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, right? Um, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to give you my picks on the 6 games, and then Eli,
Yep.
you can give me your six. All right. First game, Chargers Texans. I know this is a lot of people don't feel as though the Texans can compete with the Chargers. I disagree. I'm going to take the Texans because I haven't until Justin Herbert wins games where he just doesn't throw for 400 yards. He can throw for 400 yards, but he has to win. And I don't think this is the time to do it. So I'm taking the Texans in that game. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. And of course, you and I, we talked a little bit about your feelings on Tomlin and so forth. Yeah, they're going in on a 4 game losing streak. And, with what Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry have done, I think that's going to be a fairly easy win for them. Buffalo and Denver. Now, listen, Buffalo has a lot of support around the league, but again, this is the same story. Josh Allen hasn't been able to win the big games, so this is a big test for them. I think, they've overcome a lot of injuries and still won, and I think Josh Allen is very, very hungry for this, so I'm going with Buffalo.
Okay.
Kind of the crappy game of the weekend, if you will, the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, I'm not sure what's the story on Love. Is he playing the game or not?
Love is scheduled to play. Yes, he will play.
All right. And then there was questions surrounding Jalen Hurts coming out of concussion protocol. So that I it's not going to be a blowout, but I think Philadelphia will take care of business. And
Okay.
again, I apologize at this cold we're dealing with here. So the next game is Washington Tampa Bay, and you can't deny the year Jaden Daniels has had. Got these guys to the playoffs, but Tampa Bay is at home, and I've been telling guys, Derek Krug and Frankie Pisani, that Baker Mayfield has surprised me a lot. I didn't know that he has kind of this fire in him that it didn't seem to have. Obviously in Cleveland, you can write that off, but I'm going to take Tampa Bay to beat the Commanders in an upset today.
Okay.
And the final game, Minnesota is playing the Rams on Monday night. So
Yes,
that'll
in
wrap up.
Arizona.
Yeah, they did move the game because of the wildfires. A lot of people think that the Rams could pull this upset. I think even though Minnesota didn't look good against Detroit last week, I think they bounced back and they beat the Rams. So
Okay.
there's my picks, Eli. Texans, Baltimore, Buffalo, Philly, Tampa, and Minnesota. What says you, my partner?
All right. Well, I'm going to be doing a jack of all trades right now. Well, let's get to the picks. By the way, the NFL announced it's no longer Super Wild Card Weekend. It's just Wild Card Weekend. They decided the Super was no need for it. So just a little random fact in case you did not know. Now you know.
Semantics.
The Chargers, they'll take a victory over the Texans 24-8. Reason why? Texans have not been playing good football. They're battling a lot of injuries. It's got to be the Chargers. The Ravens, they take on the Steelers on Prime Video tonight. It's got to be the Ravens. The Steelers have been struggling so much lately. It's got to be the Ravens 35-17.
Yeah.
Buffalo, they take on Denver. I'm going to go with Buffalo. Buffalo, they look like the better team. They're going to go past the first round. Don't know how far they're going to go. Give me Buffalo 38-20. Philadelphia, they take on the Packers. Great game that is, but I don't trust this Packers team at all. I'm going to go with Philadelphia in a close one, 28-24.
Right.
Commanders, they take on the Buccaneers. Guess what? Upset pick of the week. Give me the Commanders. I think they're going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-23. They're going to have the CJ Stroud type year that the Texans had last year. It's got to be the Washington Commanders.
Wow. Okay.
The Rams, they take on the Vikings. Give me the Vikings 26-24. And that's it. Give me
so we
Chargers,
differ.
Ravens, Bills, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings.
So we
continue to
differ
oppose.
on two games. So the Charger game and the Viking. No, and the Commanders game. So
yeah.
All right, we'll do we'll see how that is. Folks, send us a comment or send us an
Yes.
email. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Wild Card Weekend. Yeah, a lot of games. And you and I talked about it. There's only one of the games, which is tonight. Baltimore and Pittsburgh is on Prime
Correct.
Video.
Prime Video.
Yeah.
Yes, they're on Prime Video tonight. Everything else is on normal television for once. Hallelujah. You could all celebrate about that. And no Peacock this year. So that's one good thing. I mean, I believe Prime Video is a little bit cheaper than Peacock, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they offer a 30-day free trial. So you can watch the game and don't have to worry about spending a dime. So that's the benefit of it.
Yep. Okay. All right. We covered that verbatim. Let's just touch base real quick on college hoops. Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I watched the number one team, Tennessee, get absolutely annihilated by Florida. So being number one in college basketball is no ticket to a perfect season, and we saw a team get routed on the road. So another cool thing to watch is this Cooper Flag. I'm more and more impressed with this kid. He just turned 18 years old. He looks like a grown guy, probably going to be the number one pick in the upcoming NBA draft, right?
100%.
We're keeping a close eye on certain things with, my Niagara Purple Eagles. I don't think this is going to be their year either.
I don't think so either. But Tom comments. He says Niagara. Hey, good. I'm representing my Devils because they're playing tonight. So I got to represent Devils. You're representing the Hoosiers. We got to work both ways. Tom comments. He says, "Let's go Hoosiers."
Yeah, Tom's a grad of them, and of course they got a lot of good top recruits. But the question is Mike Woodson the right guy to lead that team? We'll find out soon enough. So,
Yes. Mhm.
all right, Eli, let's move on to some random points.
Yes, and that of course is sponsored by Lynch Toyota of Manchester, Connecticut. And we're gonna catch up again. If any news that we missed throughout the little delay in switching of the links, we will get to right now momentarily. So we will get to that very soon.
Okay.
But go for it,
And
Jim.
we actually do have in our picture segment our sponsor Mike Lynch,
Yes,
and I'll talk to that when we get there. So
yes, indeed.
uh, so we kind of briefly mentioned about the USA Hockey, the World Juniors. How
Yes,
exciting was that? They were down by 2 goals.
incredible.
They rally back and win it. These are the future NHL players, so it's very
Yeah,
very exciting. They
it
beat
was pretty
Finland in the
exciting to
final.
watch. It's really
It
amazing.
sure was. A couple other things. Now I saw the video. There's a tradition in Hershey, Pennsylvania,
The
about
Hershey Bear
throwing
toss.
stuff. Yeah, the bear
Yeah,
toss.
yeah.
I just wonder the number that they said was 104,000 stuffed animals. I don't know if that number is just inflated or what, but that seems
Yeah, I believe it.
extravagant.
If the teddy bear is very small, you could throw it. Yeah, absolutely. And the stadium is very small in Hershey. So yeah, it makes sense.
Right, but right, but 104,000 stuffed animals on the ice. That sounds like an awful lot. I don't know.
104,000. That sounds a lot though. Maybe 4,000,
Yeah,
but 104,000.
I'd
Maybe
even say I could even
104.
say I could live with 20,000.
No, it can't be 104,000. If it's 104,000, that stadium would be
Anyway,
completely filled. I disagree
it's a
with that.
good
Unless there was donation stuff from the
it's a good
parks.
yeah, I know. No, that's my point. It's a
Yeah,
tradition, and
yeah.
all those
It's
go to
amazing though.
charity, and it's a
Yeah.
good story. Good story. And Eli, so I can't get into it, but it got pretty decent reviews. This TGL, this golf
Yes, I
league,
heard
the
all
team
about it.
golf league.
Yes. It's basically
I don't
virtual
see the
simulation golf.
fascination. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to
I
see
think it's
guys
fascinating.
play.
I think it is.
Ah,
Why? Why do
I
I think
can't
it's
get into
fascinating?
it.
Because when they're putting, they're on real grass. They're on real grass when they're putting and when they're hitting and they're doing their shots. And the only thing is, the ball hits a screen and it's all animated. I think it's pretty cool. And I think why is
Well,
it a good thing? Because I can tell you this right now. If a new generation, I'm not saying me, another kid comes up and watches the golf, he's going to say, hey, look at that. Look at that. I can do that too. I can hit a ball and it can go in virtual reality. That's how you're going to get the younger generation to continue to still watch golf. Because if you play in a regular golf course, you're not going to attract the regular kids to go watch it because they're going to say, oh, it's an old man sport. They're not going to really want to watch it. And I'm not
oh,
using that as, any harm or anything, but I'm just saying that's how I think the younger generation is viewing this right now. I think the younger generation saying this is actually a good way to teach kids about golf and to inform and say how a simple sport like golf uses so much technology, just like the game on your phone that you play.
yeah, I
So
could
I
see
think
your point.
it's a good learning point. Not so much for the people who love golf, like you, who and many other people who like golf. This is dumb. I completely understand that. But for the younger generation, this is teaching them a new sport that they probably won't watch. Like typically, they
All
won't
right,
typically watch a regular
that's an
game. So yeah,
interesting take. I mean, and it is funded by Tiger Woods, so they got the buy-in, they got the TV contract for
right.
all of it.
For
So
ESPN and stuff. Which, like I said, I think it's a great move. I like this a lot because I think it's going to teach the younger generation to continue to watch the game of golf. And it's not going to decrease the viewers. It will rather increase the viewers, in my opinion.
we'll see. We shall see. All right, that's it for me. You got some random
I got a
points?
ton of points that we missed. We'll start with this. Nick Saban is heading to the College Football Hall of Fame. He was announced last night during College Game Day. He will be entering the College Football Hall of Fame. Congrats to him.
No problem. No problem there with me.
No, we don't. As Kevin mentioned, former Georgia quarterback Carson Beck, he's heading to the University of Miami.
Well,
Penn State defensive end Abdul Carter is entering the NFL draft.
he's a beast.
He is a beast. Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles once again and will be out for the 2025 season, which is now in jeopardy per reports. Jalen
Well,
Hurts will play.
you know what that does? That brings in a whole new dynamic to the draft because now Cleveland may be in the market for a quarterback where they may not have been
Right.
before, and so that opens up
That
Pandora's
opens up a
box.
whole new perspective. Correct.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts, he'll play Saturday, Sunday versus the Packers for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg will host the 2025 NFL Honors on February 6th. Can't get enough of Snoop. Now you can watch more now of Snoop.
Boy, I gotta give his agent credit because he's all over the place.
Oh,
All
yeah.
over.
The Browns, the Jaguars, and the Jets will play in London next year. Poor London.
Yeah.
The Ravens, Zay Flowers is out for the season. No, not out for the season. Ravens, Zay Flowers is out for today's game versus Steelers. Not out for
Yeah.
the season, just for today's game.
Right.
David Montgomery with the Lions. He'll be back next week for the divisional round. Chargers sign Ezekiel Elliott to the practice squad. And Packers Christian Watson is out for the season. Both the Winter Classic and the Stadium Series will be played in Florida, as we called. The Winter Classic will now be moved to January 2nd this year, not on New Year's. Reason why? Well, viewership, big issue of it.
Yeah.
And they'll be played on TNT from Lone Depot Park and will feature, out of all teams, the New York Rangers and the Florida Panthers. I'm so mad about that. How the New York Rangers got another Winter Classic and not the Devils? Shame on them. And on the Stadium Series, February 1st will feature from Raymond James Stadium, the Bruins and Lightning on ABC. Any thoughts on that one?
I like that. I like that stadium series when the Devils and the Rangers and the Islanders all played. I thought that was good. I like that.
I think too, but they really gave Rangers another one, not the Devils. Come on, really? Nobody wants to see the Rangers. Have you seen how bad they are this year? Come on.
Hey, they beat your Devils. They beat your Devils the other night, buddy.
Hey, that's right. That was one. We beat them the other 3 times. Moving along, instead, the Bulls will retire Derrick Rose's #1 jersey in the Raptors next season.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot more news to come. I'm sorry that we have a lot more we missed, so we're going to continue on right here. Wildfires have impacted hundreds of homes in California and are continuing. Most games in the NHL and NBA are being postponed. The Rams are playing in Arizona as a result of this, and many companies are offering their donations. Disney, $15 million, NBA, $1 million, and the LA-themed gear, including LA Strong merchandise from Fanatics, will go directly to relief efforts. Nothing to Fanatics Corporation at select stores. If you can, please donate. And remember, it's not just the rich who are affected. It's regular people's lives as well. Same here, high school where I am. We'll send stuff to the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank next week. And if you're a firefighter or first responder, I hop in and out are giving out free meals to you guys.
And let me just say to this. I mean, as devastating as it is, let's not forget a couple of years ago, like Paradise, California got completely wiped off the map. And we see, devastating tornadoes and in Ohio in the Ohio Valley, and people lost everything. So it's, this has got a lot of visibility, and yes, it's a terrible tragedy, but there's going to be another one down the road. But so we don't want to forget the ones that have come before us here. And,
correct.
Yeah, these people have a lot of money, so they'll be able to rebuild, but not, a whole town in Ohio getting wiped off the map. That's a different story.
That's a different story. We are sending, of course, our thoughts and prayers. We'll continue right along. We have a couple more points, then I have a lot. Congestion pricing has officially begun in New York City. So if you're traveling by car, it is a $9 toll in New York City. So I'm so sorry if you have to work in New York City, and we're noticing a big increase on public transportation. Not good for New Jersey, though, because, again, we already have a lot of trouble in New Jersey now with the transit system. Now that's ridiculous there. The 2 fans who grabbed the ball and wrist of Mookie Betts during the World Series at Yankee Stadium, well, they are now banned for life from not only Yankee Stadium, but from every NFL stadium and game for life.
MLB stadium, yeah. Right.
Yeah, every MLB stadium. Right-hander Justin Verlander and the Giants have agreed on a 1-year contract. And
they're
after waiting, go ahead.
They're going to pay him $15 million to, he's going to get 3 starts. He's going to blow his arm out, and they're off. Oh, crazy.
Well, that's what happens when you have money in the MLB.
He's trying to get to 300 wins, I think, or 3,000.
Something like that. After waiting a while and despite a lot of lawsuits, Venue Sports, which was supposed to be Fox, TNT, and Warner Brothers and Disney in one app, will no longer be happening. It was a joint decision. It came down to lawsuits and unfair stuff. However, New into the reports, Hulu and Fubo TV Sports are set to combine into a new multi-channel programming distribution. It will combine
Hmm.
all Fubo streaming plus Hulu. And this means Disney will now own 70% of Hulu, Fubo TV after it goes to plan. So this is kind of a good thing and also kind of a bad thing. Just basically means Disney gets more money.
Yep.
And now we're going to get one app which helps us out, but it'll be more for more money. That's
Yeah.
the good and bad of it.
Right.
And after a lot of random points, we're going to move right along now to the entertainment and photo segment. And that is sponsored by Vital Selections. You could scan the QR code to learn more.
Yep. Well, I'm going to go to the movie recommendation, and it's going to go tie into our notable passings because this was Elvis Presley's would have been his 90th birthday, and I'm a big Elvis guy, so I watched Jailhouse Rock, and that's my movie recommendation. I know a lot of people make fun of Elvis movies, but in this one, it was a very good movie from 1957, and I highly recommend it.
Absolutely. Well, here's some. I got one like couple news things, and I got one to say my pick for the week. Well, first off, due to the wildfires in California, the Hollywood Squares debut will premiere next Thursday at 8 p.m. on CBS. It was supposed to air this Thursday. They moved it back. Uh, Biden's farewell address will be on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Why I'm mentioning that? Because if you like any show that's on a major network, they will not be happening likely because of his address. That's going to be taking place on Wednesday.
Mhm.
And new into this week, the Weekend View, the show The View on ABC at 11 o'clock, they're now getting the Weekend View that'll air on ABC News
Oh,
Live, Disney Plus, and Hulu, and of course on their YouTube channel. It'll feature an extended version of Hot Topics. All right,
okay.
well, so if you like The View, you can watch that. But my pick of the week, though, I don't know if I mentioned this, Fox's Animal Control. It's on Thursdays at 9 o'clock. I started watching it after Hell's Kitchen. I liked it. It's a pretty good show.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty funny with Joe McHale and everything. It's just so real. Like I think it's a good show because the animals, how it's like all CGI and stuff, and then it just happens. Like it
Yeah,
just,
I like Joe McHale actually.
and I think it's pretty funny. I think. And Derek says, "Good morning, Jim and Eli. Thank you again, Derek, and for all those who are watching, and for changing on over. We
Yep.
appreciate that. And now we have some photos.
Yes, and this is that's my granddaughter who went to a Taylor Swift concert the other day. It's so adorable. I was going to put a video on where she's singing along in the
But
audience,
copyright and stuff. But
but the
yeah,
picture, and she went with her friends, and they both all dressed in the same
that's cool.
outfit.
And also copyright. But yeah.
And here is, and I mentioned this before about, that's Mike Lynch, one of our prime sponsors of the show on the right, and recovering nicely. We had an opportunity to go visit him yesterday, and he's
Can I
doing
ask
great.
Jim, were you about to sneeze in this photo?
Yeah, I know. I'm not very photogenic, Eli.
Yeah,
So
like it looked like you just got like a walking dead.
yeah, caught me off guard there.
I was so confused. I looked up like, is Jim okay there? I mean, like, I
And
was
there was one
I was
pic. There was
concerned a little bit.
Yeah, there was one picture I wanted to send because Eric,
Ah,
um, he sent us a picture because Eli has professed never to have had a Pop Tart. So he said, sent us a picture. So get out there and get a Pop Tart, Eli.
well,
All
did you
right,
watch The
couple
Lion King, Jim? I
notable
forgot that
pass.
before we go out to Lion Pat. Note passing. Did you watch The Lion King as Andrew mentioned last week?
I didn't. No, I did not. I
All right,
didn't.
still on your list,
Um,
just like the Pop Tart. All
okay.
right, moving along to Note passings.
All right, a couple from kind of the music business. Peter Yarrow, Peter, Paul, and Mary. I know, he was 86, but he was part of that, that generation, the protest generation in Vietnam in the late 60s and early 70s, but they had a lot of hits. Peter, Paul, and Mary. He was the last member to survive that group, and he passed away. And also, I know you know the song Soul Man, right?
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Sam Moore, part of the Sam and Dave group that had Soul Man, which was a very noticeable. If you heard it, I know you would know. He passed away. He was 89, and Excuse me again. Brian Matus, 37. Oh, how young.
Yeah.
Pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles for a while.
So many years.
Yeah. And I just saw that Bill McCartney passed away. He was 84. Now, Bill McCartney,
When was this?
today.
Wow.
But Bill McCartney was the head coach of Colorado when they won their only national championship back in 1990. And, you know, he was recently inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. That was a surprise, but 84.
Wow. The other one I had was Anita Bryant, who's the Orange Bird singer from Disney and also anti-gay activist. She passed away at the age of 84. She was born in 1940.
Anita Bryant, no kidding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that happened yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, she was a big spokesman for oranges and so forth, and then became politically active and
Yes,
other things. Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eli.
Well,
wow, we had a lot.
We had a great double show.
No.
Well, and a shout out again to Kevin. We really appreciate him coming on, and we hope that you guys also learn something about ABC and what they do behind the scenes stuff. It's pretty cool, and I'm glad you guys were able to join in and stuff.
Yeah, me too. I'm very happy. Then surprise guest appearance by Rob, of course. But Eli, get ready, put your seatbelt on, and enjoy the game.
Because we got to I got to prepare for that big pick next week for college football. It's going to come down to who am I picking, Notre Dame or Ohio State. We'll get that pick next week, and we hope you join us then on Sports with Mano Mano live at 10 a.m.
All right, enjoy the playoffs, folks, and we'll catch up to you next week. Thanks for joining. Always send us comments or an email at sportswithmanoandmano@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
See you, Eli.